When the Lord of the Rings trilogy arrived in the early 2000s, it wasn't just a cinematic event. It became a cultural landmark. Epic battles, breathtaking landscapes, and unforgettable characters made it feel timeless from the very beginning. But beyond the fantasy, magic, and mythology, The Lord of the Rings tells a deeply human story. More than 20 years later, its themes feel even more relevant. In a world struggling with division, power, fear, and responsibility, The Lord of the Rings still speaks with remarkable clarity. At its heart, The Lord of the Rings is a story about power and the cost of wielding it. The One Ring promises strength, control, and protection, but it slowly corrupts everyone who desires it. This idea resonates strongly today, when power often comes disguised as progress, influence, or security. Whether it's political authority, technological dominance, or social influence, Tolkien's message is clear. Power that exists only to dominate will eventually destroy both the wielder and the world around them. Frodo's journey reminds us that heroism doesn't always look grand. He isn't a warrior or a king. He's small, afraid, and deeply human. Yet he carries the greatest burden of all. In modern times, when hero narratives often focus on strength and spectacle, The Lord of the Rings offers a different perspective. True courage is persistence. It's continuing forward when the weight becomes unbearable, even when no one is watching and no victory is guaranteed. One of the most powerful themes in the trilogy is fellowship. The Fellowship of the Ring is made up of different races, cultures, and personalities: elves, dwarves, men, hobbits, and a wizard, each with their own histories and conflicts. They don't succeed because they're perfect, but because they learn to trust one another. In a world increasingly divided by ideology, identity, and fear of the other, this message feels especially important. Unity doesn't require sameness. It requires understanding and shared purpose. The character of Aragorn represents leadership done right. He doesn't seek power for its own sake, and he doubts himself constantly. His strength lies in humility, service, and responsibility. In contrast to leaders who chase authority, Aragorn accepts leadership only because it's necessary. Today, when leadership is often associated with ego and control, Aragorn stands as a reminder that the best leaders are those who serve rather than dominate. The trilogy also explores the danger of despair. Characters like Denethor show what happens when hope is lost. Fear leads to paranoia, isolation, and destruction. On the other hand, characters like Samwise Gamgee embody hope in its purest form. Sam doesn't fight for glory or destiny. He fights for friendship, loyalty, and the belief that even the smallest goodness matters. In uncertain times, Sam's message is powerful. Hope survives through simple acts of kindness and unwavering support. Another reason The Lord of the Rings matters today is its relationship with nature. Tolkien presents nature as something sacred, something to be protected rather than exploited. The destruction of Isengard and the deforestation driven by Saruman feel eerily modern. In an age of climate crisis and environmental neglect, the film's warning against greed-driven destruction feels more urgent than ever. Middle-earth reminds us that progress without respect leads to ruin. The trilogy also rejects the idea of easy victories. Evil isn't defeated by one final battle alone. It takes sacrifice, loss, and endurance. Even after the ring is destroyed, Frodo is permanently changed. This is a crucial message for modern audiences. Surviving hardship doesn't mean escaping it unscarred. Healing takes time, and some wounds never fully fade, but they don't make the journey meaningless. What makes The Lord of the Rings truly timeless is its belief in moral choice. Every character faces temptation, fear, and doubt. Some fall, some resist, and some recover. The story doesn't claim people are perfect. It claims they are capable of choosing good, even when it's difficult. In a world where cynicism often feels easier than hope, that belief feels revolutionary. The Lord of the Rings endures because it understands something essential about humanity. That light survives not through power, but through compassion, unity, and perseverance. It reminds us that even in the darkest times, small acts of courage can change the fate of the world. If you enjoyed this deep film analysis and want more thoughtful breakdowns of movies that still matter today, subscribe, leave a like, and stay tuned. Because some stories don't just entertain us, they guide us.